Right, hello everyone, welcome back. We are doing another episode of Hot Country. And before I load the game, let's have a look at what's actually going on. So we are doing a 4 megatile map, 700 towns, 1500 industries. But as a reminder, because this is Hot Country, we actually have a lot more type of goods to deal with than normal template. So although it's fewer industries, but it's going to take a little longer. However, we are nowhere near there because I am still only working on the passenger services and mail. And as a reminder, I am actually doing mail in playthrough because why not? So, so with that in mind, shall we actually load the game? So before I get on with this, just a totally random reminder for the new GRF. So it's good day to fish first. Some visual stuff, international maglev, which actually is entirely pointless, but hey ho, I'm not really using them. 2cc trains. As you can see, I'm still working on making slow progress on a revival of this, but it's not really going to be part of this game, I think. Aviators, ISR, and expanded road vehicles. I don't actually think MOP. Yeah. So point 8 is funnily enough not the newest one. It's what's online, but it's not the newest one. Anyway, so now you've seen that. Let's have a look at what's going on here. So the long white lines, long white cloud. Yeah, we're not New Zealand. Our trains, which this one's being built, and as you can see, it's partially completed. So what I'm doing now is building the term line around here and then that way out. If you look at it this way, it's a little easier to see. So as that work, I'll bring back some of my settings basically. So just not entirely what I want. Let's pick that and pin. And pick that and pin, and everyone else can GTFO. So that's, if you haven't been watching, you will see it in a moment, but it's just for clothing stuff a bit easier. And a reminder for myself, I am doing this part for now. Although, mind you, I am tempted to do something like this. In fact, I shall. Not the least because there's a hotel here. I haven't actually decided this yet. I'm just being partially silly. This is not a bad idea though, because there's a little more space here. So there's not going to be any mail service here anytime soon. Now this is just bad generally. Yeah. Okay, fine. So that's a cider mill, I think. Really, same graphics. That's a secondary industry. So let's clone this guy. Say, come here, and then go back, but be a little more sensible about it. Well, on the way back, Stop here. Get a few of them. And then clone the mail one and do almost the same. I can't actually point at the other one because this is not a mail stop. Then it would say no thank you. That's sorted. With regards to the updated 2CC, I am currently going through the list of 800 and trying to validate all the data. And most of it is okay. It's also part of there's no source of truth. So what little documentation I found, they just said, "Oh, the data is from Wikipedia," or was, but there's no actual link to any Wikipedia page. To be very honest, though, like it's chaos because you have a whole bunch of vehicles which have multiple Wikipedia pages, call it Portuguese and English and something, and they basically have conflicting information, which is brilliant. And then ever so often come to rescue with stuff like the Hungarian Wikipedia. Okay, we don't need 3 of these. They're big anyway. Which is surprisingly good at trains. And then the most obscure of all is the Chinese one. I don't know if they're making shit up or they know things, but their information on the tractive effort of totally non-Asian trains is surprisingly available. So we did all of this. Next one, yeah. Nope, not that. Yeah. And then actually all of the metros, all of them are wrong in 2CC. Because the guys who coded it, do I? Yeah, I'm actually going to bring that stuff in here. In which case, why aren't we going through the whole? I don't know, F it, because we also kind of need to go that way, and I really need to stop saying kind of. So, as a random FYI, if you're interested and not familiar, and if you're not interested, then don't listen. One does not define tractive effort in any sort of standard unit for these things, by which I mean railway vehicles in NML. They don't say 200 kilonewton. No. Why would you? That would make sense. Instead, you define a so-called tractive effort coefficient, which is weight divided by, I don't know, 10 times G, i.e. weight divided by 91, more or less. Some such top of my head. And in fact, I could just check it. My Excel loads. 13 kilonewton by weight times 9.81. But then you don't actually define starting kilonewton, as in starting TE kilonewton. That's just for yourself. So what then ends up happening is that you end up with a number that's usually between 0 and 1. And then the game back calculates actual kilonewton out of it. So if you look at this, I know it says 410, but this is not in the definition. No, what you have for this is something like the weight is whatever it is, don't know, 10 tons, obviously not 100. And then that's it. And then you basically get the numbers backwards. And so for all the matters, what these guys did was that they used a t coefficient that was essentially double, because the game doubles some, but not all of the values, which is stupid-ish. So because metros are dual-headed for most of the time, you have to define half the number of people. But that was not a good idea. So if you look at like this, that's a metro. So you will be defining 230 passengers, and then the game doubles it. You'll be defining 253 horsepower, and the game keeps it as is. You're defining 37 tons, and the game doubles it. But what these guys did was that they defined the attractive coefficient in a way that ends up being too high, so that should come to half of 275. And I'm going to reiterate, if you can draw sprites, come forth. But I also feel the need to reiterate, because someone found me on Discord, that if you add me as a friend and I don't actually know who you are, I will not reply. My mom told me not to talk to strangers. So, contrary to the obvious, I'm an introvert. Okay, so I totally missed this? Yes, no, maybe. I missed half of it. What did do these because we're, well, okay, do this and then do that. Love it. You have this town, which is actually a city, and then they have this shitty 40k per hour bridge. Two of them. Doesn't matter. I just want to stick 2 stations in. And over here. Nope. I should probably ask this on Discord, but I still have absolutely no idea how to delete all stops. Hmm. Indeed not. Fine. How's this? That's this. And then I need to do one more here. Okay. So now, probably it's the last one do this. Is there a town? No. Sometimes some of the towns are so ridiculously small. I had said at some point, and I repeated a bunch of times, I think we'll need the better part of 30-ish episodes to finish all the passenger services. I am curious how that goes. Don't do that. Mm, nope. Okay, let's stop here and see what's going on. Yeah, that's why. The suspension maglev just hooks. Yeah, I don't want to go through there because there's no point. So we are going to start plopping down stations. Not those ones. Probably here. Bit middle of nowhere feeling, but I like here. I can do that. Don't want to hook into the forest. This looks much better. No, okay. Well, actually, that totally sucks because I don't know what I was doing. Sigh. Try that again. Could do that. I could do that. Yeah, because then they can do this. It's not optimal for the tunnel, but eh. You guys don't hate me yet. Yeah, I'll put it here. Yeah, that was just stupid. You are in my way. I could just scroll. Yeah, that's obviously not going to work. I don't necessarily need to deal with that building materials thing. Did I put depot? I'm totally stupid. I am totally stupid. Okay, yeah, that won't quite work. We seem to have lost our signals. But I seem to have lost the signals on this side much earlier. Hello? Am I that stupid? Like I didn't even signal this out at all? Seems like it. Yep, good work. Good work. Where is the end? Okay, so, nope, F5, F4. So I'll buy the trains we need and then I'll set that up. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can't see shit. Way too few stations. I mean, we seem to have skipped it on the way here. Castigate, yep. Zidol something, yep. Lickety, yep. Swivel gate, yep. Simple word, yep. And that's it. Okay, well, Now we build out the term stops, which will be fun. Especially when I don't close this window. It's one thing I want to check, that none of these idiots go off on this track, but I know they can't because of the bridges are blocking them, which is how it should be. Interesting. Why are you go? Oh, because you're the other one. You're the other one? Everyone's the other one? Yeah, these bridges are hilarious. You have all these high-speed trains, which then... Whatever. Okay. This has to be the least sensible stop of all of them. I think I can't do that. Nope. I think these guys already hate me anyway, so why not make it worse? Funny thing is, like, this just shows how bad things are with that timetabling. The first one makes all the money, and the other two are running empty. Hold on, my music stopped. No, it did not. It's misbehaving. Bye. Yep, I'm here. This doesn't go anywhere. Okay, that might have been a stupid idea. Now they hate me. Now they don't hate me. Yeah, please eat my cookies. We appear to be in the middle of nowhere here. So I know I'm not being talkative, but there just doesn't seem to be that much to say. How much time I have though? 15. Okay. There's no other stop here. Just double checking. So this is the last one. Right. Go. And I'm just going to triple check that everyone's going. I don't want anyone stopped. Great. So A, next train's here, and B, which needs upgrading. B, I need to set the next. So this was 900. 1,000, 1,100. So basically, probably hereabouts. Is there anything here? Like totally not. It's not too bad though, because probably boats or something. I mean, this whole location is just a mess. Okay, can we? Not have this hill? Good. Mousewell Valley. Home of the big effing nothing. Right, we continue. In fact, I shall do all of these. Might as well do some of these. I don't know. This is so shitty. Like these will need connecting. That's definitely a given. Jollyton. For a moment I thought it was Jathan. That would have been funny. So Jathan is a Java Python Frankenstein thing. And it's still a Python version 2.7, even though it is actually in development. Some of the big companies, the big dinosaur type companies use it. And if you ever wonder why I know that, I'll let you guess. Still haven't figured out where I want to put stations. That's my slight blum. But let's say here, there, there. On clone D. We seem to have lost the other Jollyton. Make it 4 because this is actually pretty. Nope, don't unload anything. Yeah, some of these distances are hilarious. Thinking how to make this useful. So put probably 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I need to put down more of these. It's not acceptable. Go away. Okay, so these can turn down there. Haven't figured yet. I'm going to put a stop here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we need depots. Okay. What? I don't want that. Yeah, come on. Same old, same old. And another one that comes this way. I think I'll be running out of time soon, though. Friend of mine's pinging me about this whole Artemis moon thingy mission, and the guy is one of those what's the PC word, neurodivergent. Well, anyway, so he's been quiet for the better part of 3 months, 4, hey, I'm watching the Artemis thing and they're reading out the camera serial numbers and they all sound like Nikon D5s because I have a D5. Right. Gee, nice to hear from you too. The guy's same age as us, like mid-40s. I am about to run out of time, by the way. No, I still don't want you. I want to clone. Yeah, 1 minute. Okay, so I precisely have add a minute. So I'm thinking do this. And then cut the episode. Righty-ho. Okay, well, as always, thanks for watching. I hope that was enjoyable. Any thoughts, comments, whatnots, likes, please do. Any dislikes, you can still do it, of course. Just tell me why you don't like it. And if you can do sprites, come to Discord and OTTD Discord, either the main one or the Hungarian one. And yeah, talk to me. I'm easy to find. Thank you and bye bye.